Hello, I'm Laura Caruso with the Florida Family Policy Council. Concerned Women for America members have been on the front lines in the fight against Common Core, and thanks largely to grassroots activism like yours, we're seeing this issue, really without much mainstream media coverage, rise to the national stage and become a pivotal, almost litmus test issue in the upcoming midterm elections. And for that, you can be very proud. As the public mood has become clear, we've seen a flurry of Common Core activity in the last few weeks. I want to clarify some of that for you and also offer a warning. About 6 weeks ago, Oklahoma's Governor Mary Fallin signed into law the most effective and comprehensive Common Core repeal legislation that we've seen thus far. It has two important components. The first is they actually repealed the standards. They removed the standards and returned to their pre-2010 Oklahoma state standards for education. This really strikes at the heart of the problem. By removing the Common Core standards, they make ineffective any Common Core aligned assessments, and they make unnecessary Common Core aligned curriculum. The second important component of their legislation is that any future changes to education standards in Oklahoma will require legislative approval. This is unique across the United States and is an important check in the process. The voice of the people will be heard before future changes in education policy take place in Oklahoma. That same week, Governor Nikki Haley of South Carolina signed into law a Common Core review bill that has one of those same components, in that any future changes to South Carolina standards will require legislative approval. As far as I know, these are the only two states in the United States that are requiring legislative approval of changes to education standards. So this is very important. South Carolina, North Carolina, and Missouri have all signed Common Core review bills. What this does is establish a year-long review period, but during that time they are remaining in the Common Core program. So that's a very important distinction from what's happened in Oklahoma. There's also no guarantee that at the end of that review period, any of these states are actually leaving the Common Core program. Louisiana's Governor Bobby Jindal in recent weeks issued an executive order that removed Louisiana students from the testing component of the Common Core program. However, his executive order is under legal challenge, and so we'll have to wait to see if it's upheld and if Louisiana students actually are removed from that Common Core aligned test. That too would be an important strike at the overall Common Core agenda in Louisiana. Just last week we had two governors step forward with major statements regarding Common Core. New Jersey's Governor Chris Christie issued an executive order establishing a commission in his state to look at the Common Core aligned tests. They've not been ordered to take any action beyond simply providing a report. And then Governor Scott Walker of Wisconsin also issued a statement where he asked his legislature, or called on them, to provide him with repeal and replace legislation by January of 2015. What I want you to understand, of course, is that Governor Walker has issued a strong statement, but there's really no action yet. And in Governor Christie's part, he simply established a commission to look at the testing component of Common Core. All of this activity bodes well. It really shows the growing impact of the grassroots activity that you all have been involved in, and so we need to be celebrating the fact that we see strides being made. But all of that does come with a warning, and I'll share that with you in my next Common Core update.